Okay, back again in another live stream broadcast, podcast, or whatever that is. So, this basically in the intention free time that I basically got, which is basically pretty new because probably it's just started last week, so it's will become a weekly scheduled free time. Hopefully, even though I'm not sure whether this is actually longer than yesterday weekly free time or not, because yeah, most likely I will get interrupted in around 1 hour, so I'm not sure whether I basically able to create an emoji pre-recorded that I just recently, or the last one that I just recently record when I try to sell my 4 Blu-ray discs on the PlayStation 4, which is the Need for Speed Trilogy and Watch Dog 1. So yeah, because it was actually around almost 1 hour, if I'm not mistaken, or even more than 1 hour. I'm not sure, because yeah, it's pretty long. I basically try to because I try to, I don't know, play the game, enjoy the game. So not just trying to test it as a playlist, even though it's basically doesn't really matter, because for some reason PlayStation 4 is actually the playing from the data on your storage devices. So it's basically Blu-ray disc is just some sort of, I don't know, confirmation perhaps that you really own the games legally. So yeah, and what else that I basically want to talk about? So I don't know. So I just recently tried to bought something online from overseas again, even though I basically already try to prevent any kind of unnecessary purchases, but for some reason I think I will try to bought something, because this month is actually have so many expenses, including the annual donation that I basically need to do. So yeah, probably it will make me longer to achieve something expensive that probably achievable in around 1 year. Hopefully I can basically earlier than that, after the election in Indonesia perhaps. I'm not sure whether I basically able to bought those things during that time or not. So yeah, I don't know, because I'm definitely getting older, so I definitely need to bought something that's basically not just for temporary, so it's more like for a long time or a long. So it's basically the one that basically can give you or can satisfy you for a longer period of time. But even though yeah, it's definitely still not really an investment, so at some point the price can also be decreased throughout the time. But yeah, it's okay, since you still have to enjoy your life, because when you try to just saving your money over and over again and not trying to enjoy your life, it seems to be pretty waste as well. Even though throughout 2 years that I basically try to spend on many unnecessary things, I basically, if I try to save those all of those money, I can already bought something that I basically want to achieve next year. So I don't know. It seems to be time is pretty fast. Obviously, especially when you're only trying to work from home all the time and try to just do the same thing over and over again, even though obviously I'm still hope for something better on my main job of tasks, but yeah, I don't know, I just try to be grateful for what I basically got right now, even though it's already the same for quite a long time, but it's okay since I basically tried to make my life difference through this personal productivity. And basically, I don't know what else that I basically want to talk about. So I don't know, I'm actually able to create the Animoji pre-recorded. The one that basically shorter is definitely the one that was shoot from the mirrorless camera during the testing of those four Blu-ray discs. So will, I think I will try to do that. Maybe after I try to do a good behavior recording, obviously, because yeah, for some reason it's been a while that I didn't try to do good behavior before going to bed, even though I still do the bad behavior. Maybe because I was basically got interrupted earlier interruption. So yeah, even though I already tried to do it earlier, but it still got interrupted. So that's the reason why I'm just try to sleep immediately and try to do it in the next day, which is right now. So yeah, most likely I will try to end this live stream just like as usual in around 10 minutes, even though I basically don't have anything to do except for the possible interruption in around 1 hour. So yeah, what else? So I basically tried to open up my newest MacBook that I got, newest MacBook that I have, even though it's already pretty old as well. It's around 4 years perhaps, because it was the 2019 latest 15-inch MacBook Pro. So I actually wanted to develop application again before the subscription run out next week, which is I'm not sure whether I will try to renew the subscription again or not, because I definitely will not get reimbursed. So that's the reason why. And I didn't notice that I actually already tried to install the latest operating system, even though yesterday I think they obviously introduced some new operating system for the next year. Uh, so most likely later in the end of this year there will be a beta. But to be honest, I don't really like to use a beta operating system, even though I basically didn't have so many application on those MacBook. But I don't know, beta, it seems like something that basically still in testing. So I'm afraid that the error in the developer application is also weird. So that's the reason why I'm trying to use a stable version instead, even though I basically try to register myself for the beta testing of the operating system. But yeah, it's okay. And yeah, so the developer tools, it still didn't have any kind of updates, even though I basically already so long never really opened this MacBook again until right now. I try to charge because using the same cable that I usually use for my dream gadget, even though the adapter is actually the one that basically belonged to this MacBook. So it was a 100 watt, obviously, for a regular 15-inch or 16-inch MacBook, even though the dream gadget is actually have 120 watts, so it's definitely bigger. But yeah, even though dream gadget is just so small, it's less than a 10-inch netbook that I used to got. So yeah, it's already 10 minutes, so I don't know what else did I want to talk about. about for the native language podcast. I don't know whether I will try to continue as well right now or not because yeah, for some reason it's still not easy for me to speak to myself with my own native language because for some reason maybe my brain is just not really good at public speaking or to speak without any kind of trigger from other people's. So that's the reason why I basically become an introvert person or even an antisocial person that basically cannot really cannot really start a conversation with a stranger perhaps unless I already quite close to those people, then I basically can talk many things. So yeah, I think that's all that I can say. I hope there is something that basically able to motivate from all of my unnecessary talk that I already tried to stream and never really edited into a better description or even titles because yeah, I'm just trying to focus on the other channel for the karaoke as well or even unnecessary application that just try to make me satisfied. So